Hey y'all, welcome to another video with Moss and Socrates speaking now, and let's get it now. Personally speaking, you gotta dig your feet in hard. Your heart energy is the only thing you can possibly allow to heal your wounds that you don't have that on the conscious level that come up all the time. And when you actually look at those and you actually do that work that you should be doing and do the shadow work, because if you don't continue your work for yourself, then you need to create some discipline in your life and consistently create those things throughout it, because discipline equals freedom. I haven't old speech on this exact topic, but there's 4 pillars of that. The first pillar is you need to create long-lasting habits that are consistent. The second pillar is you need to have power with your actions. You need to have some force behind your actions, because without commitment to your actions, the third one is commitment. But commitment and consistency are two different. You need to commit yourself to your spiritual growth, because everything is like that. Your consciousness is the only thing you can change. Your feelings and all of those other things are minute to God's will upon our life. And in reality, we all need to work on it, because we all need to work on our discipline. And to be a reminder of it, discipline equals freedom. If you want your life to be protected, like in my previous video I talked about protecting your spirit, your temple, and your body from other people and other things in this life. And that includes building your spiritual aura back up. Because whether it be if your discipline is in your diet, or losing weight, or building muscle and gaining weight, or whatever it is, if it's athleticism or any of that, you have to have a will for that reason, and to know that you will always be guided. No matter your spirit leaves you or not, you will always be guided by that spirit, by your consciousness. And to create the second pillar of power in your life, you need to say it and do it. And that's as simple as it is. Say it, do it now. If you want to kill your procrastination on it, do it now. And in reality, you have to do what actually you feel fulfills your spirit. Because in reality, dude, nobody's gonna be here to fucking make you happy but you. They can tell you, oh, you should go do this, and they could suggest things, but you still have force behind your actions. And then the third pillar is you need to commit to it. Those 3 pillars will always set you on the right path, because you need to use your heart energy, channel that heart energy within you to create long-lasting changes in your nervous system, that your consciousness changes away from the old habits. Your consciousness should change away from the carnal mind. And to go away from the carnal mind is to elevate onto godly habits and onto godly ways of living, not based off of anger, aggression, all of those things. And yes, we all struggle with them, and publicly I admit that. Like, I struggle with my anger and aggression, or sadness, or whatever lower feelings are also, in a sense, a deep rest that we all need to be on. That deep rest, and sometimes always needed. As somebody who is a doer and a goer in my life, and absolutely crushing it all the time, like, I won't kill it in anything that I put my mind to. That's not the problem. The problem is when you're unfulfilled doing all of that. You're doing all of that for the wrong purpose. And you find out at the end of the line that you were doing all of that shit for the wrong purpose. And now, hear it from your heart speaking. How those feelings make you feel are the guides. Those are the things that will inevitably help you through your shadow work that Carl Jung spoke of. Carl Jung is the most renowned psychoanalysis person there is, because he also was clairvoyant. He could see into the spirit realm, the astral realm as well. And we all have that capability. And that's the things that we get scared of but we have to understand that everything is a cycle. There is always an ebb and flow like water, And in reality, everything that we all have to do in our life is created upon that departure from the carnal mind, upon bringing the light into our life, bringing the Christ spirit into our life, and doing all of those things. In discipline, you need to create your affirmations. You need to make affirmations. You need to reprogram your mind. You reprogram your subconscious, and you continually produce work and stop consuming. You need to, because the more work that you do, men are made to work. We are the tillers of our fields that we should enlist. And in reality, we all got that power within us to create whatever we want, and to find that whatever thing is insignificant to that purpose. Should we waste time on those insignificant things, yet we started them so long ago? And the answer is no. Because if you were committing the time to those actions, and you would be wasting unwillful actionable time on what you actually love and purposeful about. Because if you say you're studying a subject, you lose interest in it, or you're doing an exercise or whatever that you don't like, or you're like, oh, this is weird shit.
Yeah, let's go.
Howdy.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Sorry. But in reality, all y'all gotta do is just fucking keep up with it, because your work that you do will always keep piling up. There will never ever be an end to that work that we have to do. And in reality, we all have to go and work for it. And if mine is speaking from the heart, and being a powerful motivator of people, and being the Socrates to raise your mind, to raise your consciousness, to philosophically question everything, then shit, you have to realize that none of that shit will ever fulfill you, except for what fulfills your heart. Because whatever your heart fulfills you is where you're going. And follow your heart, you will be the most fulfilled. And I'm not even talking about that in making money or any of that other stuff. In reality, you will make the most amount of money when you follow your childish spirit. And there's a specific thing that spirit is saying, is that we continually consume, but we never produce. We're wasting our energy, money, time on things that aren't making us fulfilled in our life. If it's pursuing if you're pursuing a subject or a career that's not right for you, well, life is made for you to change. if there was no change, then there would be a constant creation, and that's an excess. And if there's a constant excess, then you have to have something that destroys that thing, because you can't have a constant building up of things, like that. There has to be a balance, because we all know an excess of something is always an excess, or deficit of something on the other end that's tipping the scales the other direction. Then, well, you need to find your balance. And in reality, that's pursuing books and knowledge and intellect that we were made to as humans, to download that information, to apply it to change lives. And if I have somebody share this message and they change somebody's life, then great. That's 2 people that I changed their lives on, or 4 or 5 or 10, whatever it may be. But in reality, all you have to do is continue to work at it, and to realize that shit is gonna be hard. We're in our winter arc now, and we gotta grind. And I gotta grind on this fucking YouTube shit, because I ain't got no back. I ain't got no shit on this back. I don't care how many freaking videos it takes for me to blow up, but Socrates will fucking spread his message now. Moss is gonna spread his Socrates message. So, question your own thinking, your own government, your own people on those things. Why do we think that way? Why are you doing that? I never ever stop to think of my life was unfulfilled until you're unhappy. And then those probing thoughts or feelings or whatever, those shadow elements that you need to understand. And Carl Jung explained it as such that the shadow self is not necessarily a bad thing, but it shows us what our darker side has to understand about the unhealed wounds that we have in our lives. And so if we honestly believe in those things and we understand those things, then there would be quite possibly a great reformation of the mind to bring about a new consciousness movement, because we all know this now, is that we're not necessarily predominated upon a physical body. We can astral project to different places, areas. CIA did an astral projection experiment. Bill McMonagle was a big proponent in that area. Now that they're declassified, look it up and you will find that they're able to, with precision, I mean, not all participants were, but it is a trained skill that we all have that skill to be able to see into our astral body. Is one thing that I guess this new age of consciousness is bringing out, and in reality there's many things that we need to be more, I guess as Socrates would posit, that he creates this idea that we all need to consciously question our own thinking and our own feelings, because not only that did they understand, but they understood the primary elements came from spirit and energy and sources all around us, ever existing. And to live a disciplinary life is to throw away the carnal things. The higher mind connects to our spirit, and the carnal mind connects to our physical body's feelings. And to live in our feelings is to elevate above the heart. To elevate above the heart is to live in your mind, to think conscious and productive life in that manner. Even when you think it's impossible, well, you keep going, because that's just the end of the day. That's what you have to do. And in reality, a lot of people struggle with it themselves. And we all need to create this better disciplinary life, because if we don't, then all of our negativity will posit all around us, and you'll leave karmic things in people's lives without expressing your feelings. Or if you never have the opportunity to express the feelings, well, then they boil up and they explode, because you were never able to truly express those things, or to even release those feelings, because nobody ever told you should do that, right? Toughen up and, fucking trek on, right? I mean, it works for a period of time until you can't freaking sleep. Excuse me, sir. You trying to get popped? I have the only reason why everything happens for a reason is you have to trust source in that. Because if you don't trust source in it, then there's literally going to be no way you're going to understand. Your life is guided by omens, and your life is guided by source. It's not guided by your cognitive mind. It's guided by your heart, your feeling, your subconscious. It's without thought that we actually do fully connect with nature, with source, with the holistic reasons for everything. And in reality, we all just need we need time to relax. We need downtime. If you're constantly going, then our bodies are constantly firing at all 4 pistons are firing. But it's like a train. You keep shoveling in the coal, and you keep shoveling in the coal until you have no more fuel left. You're a fucking train wreck. You're a train wreck if you fucking keep doing that shit the same way. I mean, reality-wise, are you going to keep giving people authority and power over you, decisions and time and anything like that? Do you have to pick up the phone? Do you have to answer the text when you have the chance? Is it right? But nobody will ever understand that, because people are so stuck up and butthurt by the feelings that they get hurt when somebody is not present or responding or any of that. And has to do with feelings towards the other person. It's purely to help yourself overcome these shadow side effects. And in reality, you'll have to fucking struggle with this, because if you don't struggle with this, then you're never ever consciously aware that what you're doing is messed up. So if you don't consciously question your own thinking, then what the heck? That sucks. But in reality, y'all gotta fucking keep going on what you're going on, because even if you have a lapse in judgment or an issue going on, your discipline will bring it through. Your heart will tell you if you're going on the right path. If you feel it wrong in your heart, that is God speaking through to you. That is Spirit speaking through to you. Those feelings come up for a reason. Right? It's not that when people struggle with all of these things, it's because they were never given their childhood spirit to blossom. They're always controlled, and that rebellious spirit comes out when they can't express it. And in reality, you have to come over those shadow side effects. But discipline is the only thing that we can bring back into our life to control our consciousness, to create the power in our life that we need to commit to the path of discipline and higher consciousness. And if you never did that, then you never, ever would progress, but you also would constantly be stagnant in your life, never progressing. Because you need to have power behind your actions, and you need to have first affirmation in it. But if you never do that, you need to have discipline, because discipline equals freedom, y'all.